Well, today is a special day. We've done this before on the show, but very rarely do we get multiple people from the CP Dream Team on this show, and we've managed to make it happen. Of course, as you know, today is CP Awareness Day. I think this is the first time an episode of this show has fallen on CP Awareness Day, so this is very special. And I'm here not just with Heaven Ramsey, who you've known many times on this show, but now Richelle Heath, another member of the CP Dream Team. They're here together. We're all here together. We've got one on Zoom. We've got one on Facebook Messenger because technology sucks. And I'll be so happy when we can meet people in person again because this is driving me insane. But anyway, please welcome Heaven and Richelle. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Hey, guys.
Great to have you. So let's get right into it. Today is CP Awareness Day. What all do you have, planned for today?
Well, of course, we're going to wear our green, of
Yes.
course, and try and light up the world that way, as we always do. And as we speak right now, I'm wearing my CP shirt I make with Richelle, and it is the 10th Cerebral Palsy Awareness CP Dream Team shirt that we have made. Actually, it's a hoodie. We have options now. Before, it was just complete t-shirts for a few times that we've done them, but now shirt 10, it can be a hoodie, a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, but we're going to be supporting that way, of course. But are you wearing your green, Richelle?
Yes, I am. I'm wearing that green one. Remember when we talked about colors and I was like, that's probably going to be ugly. I
Yes.
want my black. And then when I saw the green, I was
I
like,
think it was...
what? I was like,
Yeah, I think it was because... Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was because I was envisioning like a very neon green, but the shirts that we made this time are very cute, and they're more of like a seafoam green, I guess is the best way that I can explain it. Very light in color, and I just love them. I'm glad that we actually did go with color Richelle this time around.
Me too, because this hoodie is legit, and I got like 10 compliments on it already.
It really is fantastic. It's completely green, and that goes a long way. I'm a part of another group, and our color is mainly orange and orange and white for the Vols or whatever. But we tried to throw a green on it, and it just doesn't work. I'm like, no. We know where green goes. The green doesn't go with orange and white. It just doesn't work.
Well, I mean, I didn't really think it would work because I'm kind of like, I like black and I like green and I like gray. And you can ask Kevin, every other hoodie that I own is black.
Right.
This is the first time I've had a colored one. And I only bought this one again because I saw it from when she showed it to me. I was like, oh man, I should have got that one. So I went ahead and ordered another one.
Right.
But as important as the front is, the back is the most important thing. So
absolutely, and they're both absolutely fantastic. Black usually is the typical color for a hoodie, so I think it's nice to kind of branch out and give it a little bit more color. It's very green, and I think that's exactly the way it needed to go this time.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I don't like change. Heaven will tell you. I'm like, no, I want my black.
And I'm with you. I'm the worst. I don't like change either. I like it to stay the same. But when a change is good, I like this.
And I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
In a way.
You're all for it, right? You're all for the change when it happens?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think this was like definitely a change for the better. But like how Richelle said, like we were kind of iffy, but then we saw it in like a picture, and then people started ordering this color, and we were like, actually, we're gonna have to get this one too.
Right.
And of course, we have those privileges because we make the shirt, so we can have 4 of them if we wanted them.
Yeah. Y'all can do what you want. Y'all can do what you want. It don't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That is true.
yeah. So Richelle, are you doing anything special for today?
On the 25th of March, which is National Cerebral Palsy Awareness Day, the King and Queen buildings downtown are going to be lighting up for us. I don't know if you saw, we posted our email on Facebook like weeks ago. Mm-hmm. That was really the only place that I reached out to because it's COVID.
Yeah.
And nobody really is going to go social gather and do all those things. And the good thing about the King and Queen buildings is that they do not charge. the Skyview used to be free, but then they realized they could make money off of us. I'm positive that was it, because everything went from being free to $300. I'm like, $300 to push one button to change a color?
Right.
Like, I just can't.
I don't want to speak badly of Atlanta, but I think they're just a smidge greedy.
It's not bad. It's just everything used to be free, but then everybody started bombarding all the places that years ago when we started doing this after the Green Porch Light.
Right.
Everybody started bombarding everybody, and they figured they could make money, and people will pay the money. And we have, well, not us personally, but we had a donation one time to light up the Skyview when they charged $300. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, Heaven and I were talking about it. I'm like, $300, an adult needs a walker, an adult needs a wheelchair cushion,
right.
A child needs something. So, the money's better spent on something like that.
Absolutely, and that's a great way to go. And you're right. It's what sucks about COVID, and we experienced this. Right. What's weird is that we're at the first anniversary now of the pandemic. It happened right around this time last year, and so we couldn't do anything on the 25th last year, and then the 6th, we could barely do anything, and then here we are again. Things are starting to pick up, but there's still that lag from the pandemic that's kind of pushing down on all of us. So, but do you think maybe by October we'll be back in regular order and getting things going again?
I mean, I'm not the COVID.
I would hope so.
I mean, I'm not Dr. Fauci. I mean, I don't work for the CDC.
Right.
I would hope so, but
that's the goal anyway. You're right.
I mean, and even though, like I told you yesterday, I have my vaccine scheduled for the 5th, it still doesn't mean that you don't have to wear a mask and you're not going to get COVID. It just means that if you get it, then you have a lesser chance of kicking the bucket.
Right.
Or, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean. And or a less chance of it kicking you in the butt as bad as it does some people. I had it, and it was just like a bad cold, but it was enough to knock you out, and it's messed up my smell and taste enough to where it's everything smells and tastes bad right now, and it's really annoying. Still, yeah, it's really bad. This is the worst it's been. But I look at it as a positive, because I'm thinking maybe that means it's getting better. If I'm sensing more, maybe it means it's just trying to work its way back together. So I'm taking it as a positive. We'll see what happens in a month or so. Yeah, But yeah, so how are y'all? Yeah, we'll see what happens. But how are y'all holding up during COVID? I know Heaven's been out. She's still been doing a lot, safely, of course. But Richelle, what about you?
You know me, honey.
Right.
I mean, I'm here trying to keep my mama safe because she's got all those lung issues and stuff.
Right. Yeah,
And
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say that what you all may not know is Richelle goes above and beyond taking care of her parents. I mean, that is her life, and that is what she does. And I've never seen a caregiver quite like her. I thought my mom was the best caregiver for my grandmother, and then I saw Richelle having to take care of both her parents, and the way she does it. Because, I mean, she's had to do more than my mom ever had to do. So, I mean, it's incredible what she does.
Todd, you're gonna make me cry.
Well, it's true.
It's very admirable.
It's very true. Everything I say. Yes. I mean,
you should get the recognition.
Absolutely, you need the recognition that you deserve.
But that's not why I do it.
No, you do it because you feel, because this is, they're your family. You have to do it. But I've never seen someone do it quite like you.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
I try to make y'all proud.
Well, you do it. Like I said, you go above and beyond. Why? I mean, of course you're going to make us proud. But Heaven, what about you? What's all been new with you?
Well, I am in my last semester as a senior at my high school. So
congratulations.
I'll be going off to college soon. I'm really excited about that. I literally got my cap and gown this afternoon, so that's very exciting. And I've been getting ready for prom, and going to school, attending my last few weeks of school safely, of course, like Todd said. So, yeah, that's what I've been up to.
And you have been accepted to Carson Newman, correct?
Yes, I have, and I plan to go there in the fall, and I'm going to study psychology. And I don't know if I'm going to have a minor yet, but I'm definitely going to major in psychology for sure.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. You're going to kill it, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do. So, because I was thinking about this the other day, now that you're kind of going to be on your own, are you going to dabble more in CP awareness stuff? Because, essentially you're an adult now, so you're going to be out doing your own thing. Are you going to progress more in CP awareness?
I would hope so, and especially like being out in the world more as like an individual person. I'm sure the people informing them about CP more than I could in like just a high school setting. Does that make sense? But
no, it does.
That's how I feel. Of course, yeah. I feel like I would just educate more people. The more people I meet, and like the more connections that I get as I go on. So yeah.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about. And if we'll go to each of you here, what message? Because I feel like every year, I mean, it's an important message, but I feel like there's maybe more of a greater need every time we do this, a bigger message. What is the message for right now in CP awareness? Heaven, we'll start with you.
I think the message for cerebral palsy awareness, for me personally at the moment, is that one, like it's always kind of been this for me personally, that we're just as able to do things as anybody else. We just have to find our own way. And then for me personally, I think I have experienced a lot of, you don't look like you have CP just because I can walk on my two legs perfectly fine for the most part. Like if I go to the zoo, might need a wheelchair, but for the most part, people see me and understand that I might limp a little bit, but they do not understand that I have cerebral palsy. And they're like, are you sure you do? And I'm like, I'm positive I do. I have known since I was literally like 3 years old. So I think that's for me. It's just people and their perception of what CP is supposed to look like when there is really no uniform look for cerebral palsy.
Absolutely. Do you think that scrutiny will ever go away?
No, because personally no, unless I do get in a wheelchair, because a lot of people I have met think that you can only have cerebral palsy if you're in a wheelchair, point blank, period. And that's not what it is. People think I'm injured. People think that I have like broken a bone or gotten a car accident. And I'm like, no, it's been this way the whole time.
Right.
So, yeah.
What about you, Richelle? Do you think that scrutiny will ever dissipate at some point?
I mean, hopefully in my lifetime with heaven.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're working on.
Right.
Right.
I mean, even though she's younger than me, I mean, I've known her since she was 9,
Right.
And I'm about to be 45. And
that's crazy.
When I was her age, I used to walk better, and I didn't always need a walker and things like that. But you get old, and as you get old, your regular, quote unquote, I don't know, body changes. Plus you have CP compounded on top of that. So yes, sometimes I do use my walker. I don't want to fall. I've already broken both hands and my face. I quit. You know what I'm saying? I quit. I'm not trying to do that no more.
Right.
And at first I was really embarrassed about it, because I was like, this is going to be the first thing everybody sees. Oh, her walker, and they're not going to see me. But at the end of the day, Todd, if I'm authentically myself, and heaven knows this, you love me or you hate me. Mm-hmm. And that's just kind of it. And also my biggest issue as I'm older is the help for the older generation. Mm-hmm. Like, they throw you under the bus after you turn 21. Well, good for you. Go figure it out by yourself.
Right.
Have a nice day. Like, nobody helped. Well, I don't know. I won't say nobody. Heaven's Nana helped me a lot with, like, finding things.
Sure.
And when I was going through wanting, applying for disability when I got hurt and all those things, because I never had it when I was little. I've worked my whole life.
Right.
From the time I was 15. But I also, like Kevin said, would like to reiterate there's all different kinds of cerebral palsy. Some people are not verbal, so we speak for them. They cannot speak, so we speak for them. We are their voice collectively as a team because we all help each other. Some people use a walker, like me, big deal. Some people use a wheelchair, like, big deal. And just because you use a wheelchair doesn't mean that you need it all the time. It just means sometimes you do, because our bodies exert 5 to 10 times more energy than a regular person. I mean, normal person.
Right.
So, like, my body is that of a 60-year-old person right now, even though I'm only 45.
Mm-hmm.
So, but aside from that, I personally think that the best thing that we can do is, because we have an amazing team. Heaven can tell you that we have an amazing team of people that we've met through Facebook. Absolutely amazing. And the shirts are a way for us to bring people together. You feel lonely, you feel sad, you look at that back of your shirt. Because guess what? We're all there.
This is,
you know what I mean?
It's beyond an organization. It's beyond a team. It's a family at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
I think that's the best way to put it. And you hit the nail on the head. It's still so many. I encounter so many people who've known somebody with cerebral palsy, and they don't really know how to react. They don't really know how to talk about it. They don't really know how to just converse in any way about it. And it's like, that's it's understandable. But what the first thing you have to do is understand that they're just like you. We're just like them. And just because you may say a little difference doesn't mean they are different, and it's still hard. That stigmatism, it's still so hard to get through certain people's heads, and it's disheartening. But then I know people who are like, when I was growing up, I didn't understand, but now I do. Now I know that someone with CP could look just like me. Or maybe they need the walker, they need the wheelchair, and then they kind of understand that more and more. And I'm like, well, that's what CP awareness is all about, and this is why you need to speak up as well. It's all about getting that word out about CP awareness that is still badly needed even now.
And it probably will be for eternity.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do want to tell you, Todd, of all the people that we've reached out to in our years upon years of doing this, you have been the most helpful, appreciative, person that's like, whatever I need to do, I'll help you any way I can. That's you. You're genuinely an awesome human being.
It's now you're gonna bring a tear to my eye, because it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to do. When you guys reached out to me, it's been 3 years now, believe it or not. I was just like, of course, it was a no-brainer to me that to get the word out, to help this organization as much as I could. I don't understand why somebody wouldn't want to be a part of this. And once I got into it, I started reading more about it and learning more about the people, and I was just like, I'm all in. I'm so in for this. And like you said, anything that you guys need or want, I'm there. I can do this. And so that's why when I can, I love devoting episodes of this show to CP awareness, to help get that word out, because it's just something that I'm passionate about. And I think anyone who is aware of cancer, I mean, any awareness is important. Cancer awareness, autism awareness, it's all there. But don't forget CP awareness, because these people need your attention as well.
Yes, and not only that, but so you just brought up a good point: cancer awareness, autism awareness. I wouldn't know those things because I don't live with it.
Right.
But I will learn. I didn't know anything about Alzheimer's until my mom got diagnosed with it. And then I was like, now hold on a minute. You know what I mean? And so I researched, so I think when you bring attention to certain things, whether it is cancer or, whatever your concern, disability, special needs. I mean, whatever is politically correct to say at this moment in my life. I'm not really sure. I think it's important because some people might have questions and then they know things. And let's be honest, we can all learn from each other.
That's the important thing.
I learned a lot from Heaven and all our friends, and I'm pretty sure they would tell you vice versa if you talk to all of us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What about you, Heaven? What do you think about that?
Well, and then the whole thing about how you said that they don't know how to have conversations about it, and podcast episodes like this one, and just different things that we see as like our responsibility to bring up cerebral palsy even before it's really even asked about. That's another thing. Personally, I try with my cerebral palsy page of Stairway to the Stars Heaven's Journey with CP, so just in my daily life, like I let people know that I have cerebral palsy most of the time before they even ask, and then they're like, okay, cool, what's that? And they're hopefully informative kind of encyclopedia on what I know about cerebral palsy, trying to give them the most information that I can at the moment.
Right. And
like the walking Google.
Exactly.
Or the walking Google.
That's exactly. Yeah. I have all the answers, I promise. Just come to me. I have the answers. Well, this has been so much fun. I love you both more than you can ever imagine. You guys are awesome friends and you are awesome warriors, and I love being a part of this group and talking to you guys about this stuff every chance I get. Thank you so much for being on the show with me this week.
And I would like to say that we love you very much. Like I said, if y'all don't know, Todd Roberts works for Star 102.1 out of Knoxville, Tennessee, and he has a Facebook page. He goes by Hot Toddy, because who does not need a hot toddy in their life?
Absolutely.
If you're old like me and you got a mama that's old like my mama, you know what a hot toddy is. Listen, I could probably should not talk about what goes into a hot toddy, but
yeah.
I mean, my mama did that when I was a kid. My grandma did it too.
Sure.
So I was like, oh, hot toddy. Well, a hot toddy makes everybody feel better.
I bring you back to life is what I do. That's what I do.
Right. There you go.
Oh, my God. Well, I love you guys. We've been talking to Heaven Ramsey and Richelle Heath of the CP Tree team. I love you guys so much.
And we love you, too.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
love
for
you
this
too.
opportunity.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much. We've been talking with Richelle and Heaven on the Smoking Hot Toddcast.